Let's take a look at some integration technique question. There's a total of 3 parts, and these 3 parts of this question are not linked to each other. And each of these parts of this question have a different integral that require a different approach. Let's start off with part A of this question. We have this integral, which is limit given to be 0 to 4, and the exponential consists of a power that has a modulus sign here. And for integration with a modulus, there's no way you can do it unless the question will give us the limits of this one. The reason is because modulus is a plus and a minus. Certain values will give us a negative, certain value will give us a positive. So what we are required to do is we are going to split this modulus up. For certain limits, you will be a positive and certain limits will be a negative. And a very quick way of doing that, right, we can actually draw out a curve that is within the modulus. So for this case, we are just going to sketch the graph of y equal to x minus 1. And this point here is equal to 1. What is required, right, is if I were to see the graph that is below the x-axis, you will be taking the negative for the modulus. And if it's above the x-axis, I'll be taking the positive modulus. The reason is pretty simple because we know that modulus always produce a positive value. So let's say originally the value is a negative value. So that is why in order to get a positive value, after removing the modulus, I must put in an extra negative sign. If it's originally a positive already, so there's no difference, we will just simply ignore the modulus sign. So in this case, when we split up, I will have an integration from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 is this portion here, 0 to 1. I will know that I'll be taking the negative of the modulus. So exponential e to the power of minus x minus 1 dx. And I will know that from 1 to 4 here, it will give me a positive value. So I will just simply take from 1 to 4 or exponential, take the positive for the modulus. So basically what we require to do now, we are just going to use our simple integration. So for this exponential, when we do an integration, it will be exponential to the power of minus x minus 1. And because the coefficient of x is negative, I'm going to put in an extra negative here, and 0 to 1. As for this, it will just be exponential x minus 1, limit from 1 to 4. So we are just going to put in the limits and we will be simplifying the result. So this will give me minus e, when you put 1 inside, it will just be power of 0. Then minus of minus e to the power of minus of minus 1. This will be the first expression here. And now the second one, I'll just put in the upper limit 4 is e to the power of 3. Minus put in the lower limit, e to the power of 0 is just equal to 1. And we simplify minus 1 plus e to the power of 3 minus 1. Okay, final answer, e to the power of 3 plus e, these two can combine, minus 2. So for part B of this question, we are asked to find the integration of sine squared 3x plus tangent squared 3x dx. We are just going to solve this using 2 different identities for sine and the tangent. So for the sine, right, we are just going to use the formula from the MF27. We know that cosine 2a is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared a. And if you were to make sine squared a the subject, I will have 1 minus cosine 2a over 2. So in this case, since the a here is 3x, so I will be expecting to get a 6x instead. So I will have a 1 minus cosine 6x over 2. As for a tangent square, we are just going to use the identity that we learned in secondary school. This will give us the equal to secant square minus 1. For those who cannot remember the identity, there's a quick way of proving this. Say we have a sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Then in order to get a equation connecting between tangent and a secant, we are just going to divide everything by cos square. So when this divided by cos square, I will have a tangent square, and this is 1, and 1 over cos square is just secant square. Right? In case if you need to have a formula connecting between the cotangent and the cosecant one, you can always divide everything by sine square. So in this case, I will just have a plus secant square 3x minus 1 dx. So for this part, I think we can just split this up first before we do the integration. This will be half, and this half I can subtract by minus 1, which just give me a minus half here. So I just put a minus half here. This is a minus half cosine 6x, and this is a plus secant square 3x dx. So after we integrate, I will get minus half sine 6x over 6, and this will give me a tangent 3x over 3 minus half x plus c. Just rearranging it, so we have a minus 1 over 12 sine 6x plus 1/3 tangent 3x minus half x plus c. So this will be the answer for part B. Let's finish up our last part of this question, which is using a substitution to solve this integral here. We have x is equal to u to the power of 6. In our syllabus, we are not really required to come out with our own substitution. If it's a substitution question, the question will supply you with the substitution. So in this case, we are just going to replace away this x, and this x to be all u. What we can do, the very first thing, we can find a connection between dx and du. We can either differentiate respect to u or differentiate respect to x. Both are fine. Let me just differentiate respect to u since it's easier. So I will end up with dx over du equal to 6u to the power of 5. A quick way of doing the replacement is to use this unofficial way, whereby I treat this like a fraction. And we will break it up into dx is equal to 6u to the power of 5 du. So I know that when I replace away the dx, it will just be 6u to the power of 5 du. But this is really a bit unofficial because when we are looking at dx over du, it's not supposed to be treated like a fraction. It's like a term itself. But personally, I find it's easier to do the replacement this way rather than doing a chain rule by adding the over du times du. Right? So in this case, we are just going to replace our dx with this expression here. As for our square root of x and the cube root of x, we can think of this like, for this part here, we are going to add a power of half on both sides. So we have x to the power of half, and this is u to the power of 3. For the cube root of x, we are going to add a 1/3 on both sides. So we have x to the power of 1/3 equal to u squared. So now we can start to do our replacement already. By the way, this one, after you have to do the replacement, we can just erase away because it's written in pencil. So now we do the replacement 1 over, this will just be u cubed plus u squared, and this is 6u to the power of 5 du. We're just going to simplify a bit, factorizing out the 6, and this we are just going to cancel away some of the terms here. Divide top and bottom by u squared. I will have a u cubed over u plus 1 du. When we see an improper fraction here, we are just going to do a long division because there's no way we can proceed from here. So doing a long division, this is a u cubed, this is a u plus 1. I'm going to add a u squared. We have a u cubed plus u squared minus of minus u squared. Then minus u squared minus u minus. So we have a u left. Then I put a plus 1. I will have a u plus 1 minus minus 1. So this one I can re-express to be 6 integration of u squared minus u plus 1 minus 1 over u plus 1 du. So this will just be a simple integration. I will end up with a 6, and this is a u cubed over 3 minus u squared over 2 plus u, and this will be a ln modulus u plus 1 plus c. And after we do our integration, we are supposed to replace our u back with the original x. So from here, we can actually see that in order to replace back the u cube, it will just be this. For the u squared, it will just be this. As for u, right, I can just write one more here. This u is just x to the power of 1 over 6. This is the u. All right, so now we can do the replacement already. Maybe I can just multiply by 6 inside at the same time. So this will be a 2. For u cube, it will just be this. I can rewrite it to be square root x. This one I multiply is minus 3 u squared. I will just replace with a cube root of square root x. And this is plus 6. U will be the 6th root of x. And this one will be minus 6 ln. And when we replace the u with a 6th root here, we can always see the expression within the modulus is always a positive expression. So the modulus here actually is kind of redundant. So I'm going to remove it. I'll have a square cube root, 6th root of x plus 1 plus c. So this will be the answer for my part C.